It has already passed Jupiter, and the utter silence from every major space agency right now is honestly the loudest thing I've experienced in my 20 years of following astrophysics. What you're about to hear isn't just some wild theory. It's published, concrete mission data that was quietly confirmed and then completely buried under a news cycle designed to distract us. Just 3 days ago, something slipped through the gravitational boundary of the largest planet in our solar system with such terrifying precision that aerospace engineers who map gravity assists for a living are no longer calling it a coincidence. As of today, the object known as 3I Atlas is speeding outward from Jupiter at over 60 kilometers per second, which means it's covering 60,000 meters every single second. Interestingly, its coma, that bright cloud of gas and dust that made it visible to us for months, is now collapsing, and the outgassing is rapidly slowing down. Whatever this thing showed us while transiting the inner solar system, it's deliberately going quiet, and the timing of this silence is absolutely not random. Think about it. 3I Atlas was bright, highly active, and perfectly observable for the exact duration of its crossing. It lit up when it needed to be seen and is going completely dark now that it's leaving. Honestly, if you were engineering a probe to enter an inhabited system undetected on arrival and departure, but wanted to be visible just long enough to test the local civilization's detection capabilities, this is exactly the mission profile you would design. And then there's the age study that changed everything. Just over a week ago, a team analyzing James Webb Space Telescope data dropped a bombshell on a preprint server that should have dominated global headlines. They determined the age of 3I Atlas to be between 10 and 12 billion years. That's not a typo. Our entire universe is 13.8 billion years old, and our solar system is only 4.6 billion years old. This object formed back when the very first stars were forging heavy elements, long before our sun even existed, and it traveled through uncharted cosmic voids for 10 billion years, only to arrive precisely during the tiny 60-year window of human history when we finally had the telescopes to actually see it. The odds of that timing being an accident are so microscopic that it's not even a serious conversation anymore. JWST's isotopic data backed this up with a chemical birth certificate showing deuterium to hydrogen and carbon isotope ratios completely alien to our solar system. The researchers themselves admitted it formed in a freezing, metal-poor region of the ancient Milky Way. Then came the Jupiter encounter. On March 16, 2026, it passed within 100,000 kilometers of the edge of Jupiter's Hill sphere, the planet's gravitational domain. To put that precision in perspective, it's like throwing a coin from New York and having it land perfectly balanced on the rim of a wine glass in Los Angeles. Passing that close means it used Jupiter's gravity for a slingshot maneuver to gain outbound velocity, exactly like our own Voyager and New Horizons probes did. But it executed this highly complex maneuver on its way out, after it had already finished its inner system transit, as if it had a specific destination and needed to get there faster. And speaking of destinations, independent orbital mechanics teams have projected its outbound trajectory, and it doesn't point toward empty space. It points back to a specific region of low metallicity halo stars in the Milky Way, exactly the kind of ancient environment it came from. Yet, NASA and ESA haven't published a single trajectory paper on this. That silence is a deliberate choice. We also know ESA's JWST spacecraft pointed its entire suite of research-grade instruments at 3I Atlas. They released one single black-and-white photo from the JWST camera and then completely shut down. No data from the radio and plasma wave detectors, no spectral analysis, just a smudge of light and a heavy institutional silence. What's even wilder is that a fully feasible intercept mission using existing solar sail tech has been proposed, but the launch window is closing fast and no agency will pull the trigger. Now, this object is heading straight for Saturn, where within months it will pass near Enceladus. Enceladus is basically a massive transmitter, spewing water vapor, complex organics, and molecular hydrogen into space from its subsurface ocean, the exact ingredients for deep-sea life. 3I Atlas won't even need to alter its course to fly right through that chemical plume, sample it, and carry whatever it finds back into the interstellar void. The chemistry anomalies just keep piling up too. JWST confirmed it formed in a metal-poor early galaxy, yet its surface shows refined, industrially processed nickel alloys. You don't get industrial metallurgy on a 10 billion-year-old rock unless something was added to it later. Furthermore, it didn't release its methane and complex biological organics until after perihelion, meaning these materials were thermally sealed and shielded deep inside, only released when triggered by the sun's extreme heat. That's a programmed release mechanism, not natural comet behavior. Even Avi Loeb, the chair of Harvard's astronomy department, openly questioned if this isotopic shielding was preserving biological material, though mainstream media quickly dismissed him. And let's not forget the non-gravitational lateral pushes it exhibited, which perfectly matched the profile of an active propulsion system that shut down once the exit course was locked. To top it all off, researchers traced its inbound path backward and found a 99.4% alignment with the origin point of the famous 1977 wow signal. What if that signal wasn't from a planet, but a one-time ping from this very object announcing its approach 48 years ago? Ultimately, it's the profound silence surrounding all this data that speaks the loudest. When anomalies happen, space agencies usually fight for the microphone. But with 3I Atlas, as the jaw-dropping data rolled in from JWST, JUICE, and the Galileo project, the institutions just stopped talking. Soon, this 10 billion-year-old traveler will pass Uranus, Neptune, and eventually leave our solar system entirely, disappearing into the dark. We will be left with numbers, unanswered questions, and no physical evidence. Whatever built or became this object operated in our galaxy for billions of years before Earth even had oceans. There is no human framework to comprehend that level of ancient existence. It came here, showed itself exactly as long as necessary, navigated using our largest planet, collected its data, and left. And the people holding the full unredacted truth have decided to say absolutely nothing. That silence isn't empty. It has a very specific shape, the shape of people who know something they simply don't know how to tell us. The story of 3I Atlas didn't end at Jupiter. It's just waiting for the next piece of data that refuses to fit quietly into the stories they have been telling us.